So, let's see. Let's turn this down a little. Seems like I'm peaking. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Ah! How does Twitch look? The bit rate is all over the place. Turning it down helped. Okay, good. Smooth for you. Jay, no! Let's go! Are you guys excited? Are you excited for the state of play? Okay, good. Well, listen. Uh, before I give you my take on the way things are, why don't I get chatters to tell me what they expect? Yeah, we got back to back stuff going on. So I will be at Summer Games Fest this weekend. Um, so there may be some streams though. There may be some Theory Bro streams coming. I'm gonna be hanging out with Sleep Easy, like IRL. I'm gonna be hanging out with Sleep Easy, Prof Noctis, Subtext. Subtext I will be meeting for the very first time IRL. Subtext, I believe, just landed in LA. So if you want to find him, um, he's at the Burbank Airport, in Terminal 4. Um, and he's handsome and strong. No, so I'm gonna first time ever IRL meet Subtext. We're friends. We have been friends for a while, and we respect each other. We're brothers in arms against season 2 of The Last of Us. All sorts of stuff. Um, Joshy Poo and Blitz. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna get to spend some time with some friends. And hanging out with Max a little too lightly. Um, and it'll be fun. Yeah, we'll be the Theory Bros. What we'll do is we'll pick a character, like a single character in our Theory Bro discussion, to systematically ignore throughout the entire thing and minimize, so that that character's particular fandom can get really mad at us. That's our plan. Also, we'll probably watch La La Land. Unless Blitz shows up, in which case we'll be watching Moonlight. Man, 2016 humor, am I right? Oh my god. Um, but I will do my best to um, keep everybody informed of everything. But right now, we've got the Sony State of Play. Now a lot of people are surprised by this because nobody remembers things, but there's almost always a State of Play right before the Summer Games Fest. Sometimes it's even branded as Summer Games Fest. Um, you remember there was one that was the Resident Evil 4 remake was announced at a State of Play right before Summer Games Fest. Usually about a week, so 2 days is real close, but it is what it is. It's like all 1 week. It's just that it gives it more of that E3 feel. You know, La La Land, extremely base choice. I really did like La La Land a lot. Um, yeah. Hey, Cammy. So I'm sure you've seen some. I don't want to call them leaks, but some things have happened that have led everybody to kind of suspect a certain thing is going to get revealed. Um, and I don't really want to. I don't want to even like talk about that one. But um, yeah, well, I just let's be pleasantly surprised if it shows up. Um, just my fandom, the people that are here for me, are generally Final Fantasy VII people, with some overlap with other general Final Fantasy dom and Kingdom Hearts. So basically, Square stuff. Um, and so my take on whether or not Square stuff will show up this weekend entirely. So that means not just like today at the State of Play, but also at Summer Games Fest. Um, if I were Square Enix, which I am not, but if I were, I would be really precious with what I showed for a couple years, right? Um, and I know that it now seems like, oh well, there's all this doom and gloom about them where they're at, and um, they better show up hard, right? Some of the projects have been in development, seeming development hell, so we really want to see Kingdom Hearts 4. We do, especially after Missing Link was canceled. Um, however, uh, a couple things. One, it's really hard to do anything with Kingdom Hearts without Disney's extreme involvement. Disney as a brand isn't doing like awesome in terms of like its brand image this year. Um, and you could say, oh well, Kingdom Hearts would improve that. Sure, I guess, and I'm not saying that it's failures all around the board. Disney's still fine, okay, but as far as Kingdom Hearts 4, I think those images we got as sort of a response to Missing Link's cancellation are all we're gonna get for a while. Until it's closer, until all the stars align with all of the companies and IPs involved. I think a good indicator of this is that all of those screenshots that were shown of Kingdom Hearts 4, um, picking out little details aside, um, most of it was stuff that was distinctly un Disney other than Mickey, right? And Mickey's like Mickey's actually now uh fair use. Like I'm apparently there's like there's this the Mickey murder game that's coming out. Like Steamboat Willie is fair use. So one that's fair use, and any of the other things are really minor. So we're not seeing anything that indicates a new Disney IP whatsoever in those, which means that if anything, they posted screenshots they specifically had the rights to do without going through the process of consulting Disney. Um, so I'm not expecting Kingdom Hearts 4 news for a while until it's around the corner. The other thing that is starting to come up is the fact that we don't have Part 3 news for Final Fantasy VII yet, really. And historically, Summer Games Fest and State of Plays during summer have been a time to announce that stuff, right? So there have been, Summer Games Fest had that big rebirth reveal, uh, and so I understand why people are like looking at this event, going, "Oh well, the game's supposed to come out around 2027." That's what was said, and 2 years before the release of Rebirth was the preview event. Um, but again, I also don't think now is a good time for them to make this announcement. Um, and we do have some like indicators that maybe if there is an announcement or news relating to part 3, based on Toriyama's comments, it should show up around September or by September of this year. So we're looking Tokyo Game Show. We also saw that Hamaguchi is going to appear at a Brazil game show in October. Right? So if we're going to hear anything from part 3, if everything's going smooth, that's probably when we would hear it. Just based on the landscape of development that we're seeing, I think it's pretty safe to say that. So I don't want to dash anybody's hopes, but my I don't expect those things to show up at all. Um, you know, uh, do I think we'll see new brands or anything from Square Enix? Maybe, but really, where Square Enix is going to kind of, uh, I want to say, thrive this year is with like, I don't want to call them low investment or double A titles, but games that have a very high ROI. Um, right now with a quick turnover is like the DQ remasters, and I got invited to that event and I could not make it, the DQ 1 and 2 HT2D remasters. But it looks great, and I'll definitely pick those up at launch. Um, but something that's we look at what's like a easy way to print money, and I hate to say it, but remasters and remakes, in particular, high fidelity remakes or remasters of games that are not easily available to the consensus, are a really good 2025 release. Just because of the way that the gaming market is really, really interesting right now. And I'm not sure if you guys are catching my podcast. I started a podcast with Ryan with Night Sky Prince, and now Daryl is a semi-permanent host from Final Fantasy Union called Terminally Online Gamers. If you haven't subscribed to that, please do. We're on YouTube, Terminally Online Gamers, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and probably some other places, just based on the way the podcasts distribute. So please check those out and subscribe. Every little subscription matters. So check those out. But we talk about more general industry stuff, and we talked about Player Obscure Expedition 33, which we were lucky enough to get everybody was on that podcast, which included Gene Park, who's a venerated journalist of Washington Post, and Hayes Madsen, who's technically a freelance journalist, but he's written for all the big ones. I mostly see his inverse articles, and so check those out. Those are actually doing really good. So right now we're doing twice a month, but we might ramp up production on that just based on kind of the traction that they're getting and the doors that they're opening for us. Very top end industry discussions. Yeah, Gene and Hayes are great. Yeah, and I'm going to get to hang out with Hayes too this weekend. I'm excited. Hayes is a good dude. So I guess my point is, if we see anything from Square, it's going to be more in the high return of investment. I don't want to say that, like, let's say that there's a remake of something that I don't expect that to be necessarily what you would call a AAA remake of anything. And there's two particular projects that get brought up because of the NVIDIA leaks, and the NVIDIA leaks put the industry in an interesting position, and because so much of the leak list was based on information that was legitimately given to them by developers, but what the that list is it's sort of an incomplete look at a development scale. And because it's a leak, no publisher is obligated or realistically should ever respond to the leak, right? So let's say you are, a game publisher, you have a remake of a famous 1998 game, um, that you know or 1999 game, that you have in development, and um, you give it to a driver publisher because you need to work with them and you need to like get things going and get things planning and start a development pipeline to make sure that your game works with them, right? You're If that list gets leaked, you probably shouldn't acknowledge the existence of anything that's on that list in the event that you have to say scrap it, right? Because games sometimes so many games from AAA publishers that never see the light of day and we never find out about ever, right? So let's say that were something that were happening, right? Um, so I try not to give too much credence to that list anymore. And I remember, I'm a big fan of everything. And so I remember being really excited about that and seeing it and going, oh man, I can't wait to hear more about this. And then, you know, just at every news cycle, waiting for a release on it. But as the years have gone on and, the kind of sun has set on some of those rumors, I try not to let it hold any space in my mind anymore. Um, so, you know, in terms of like what we could see from Square Enix, um, I think something that is, we'll say, in the double A quality range, although like digging deeper, since some of the production values could be high enough that it would somehow qualify for triple A, because those terms are so vague and muddy these days. But something that was probably fairly quick to produce, but will generate a lot of investment, is the move in a mature market, and we're in a really mature market right now, and Square Enix needs that kind of, well, quite frankly, capital to invest into its future releases and currently in development releases. So I don't expect a AAA title from Square Enix right now. Maybe an announcement of one in September. That's kind of where I would guess. That's all based on external information. Other stuff that we're seeing, like we know that people are. It's like there's a bunch of IPs that are sort of overdue to be heard about. Like Resident Evil. Um, there's the boogeyman in the room of Bloodborne remaster. And Sony in particular came out and said Sony fans should be really, really excited for this one. So that makes us think maybe something first party. Also, PlayStation, the brand, is listed as a partner at Summer Games Fest. Um, which is good. Kojima's OD. I think if we see anything for Kojima at today's event, it'll be just more Death Stranding stuff. And then if we're gonna hear about OD or Fizzant, which is the other project from Kojima, we'll hear about that at Summer Games Fest. That would be my guess. Uh, just because the relationship Death Stranding has with PS5 is really, or with PlayStation, is really direct, right? Like it's using the Decima engine, which the Decima engine, by the way, was like on a USB drive, and Herman Holst like handed it to Kojima and said, "Here, try this," and that's kind of the story of why Decima was used for Death Stranding. And Decima is a really tight engine. I I I think more things should use it, but that brings us over to Unreal. Unreal Engine 5 has been, quite frankly, underwhelming to me so far. And the very first time that I was like, "Oh, Unreal Engine 5 looks good," is yesterday during the Witcher 4 tech demo. Now, CD Projekt Red does have a reputation for creating tech demos that drastically oversell its product. People have brought that up. I do think that is one harder to get away with now because it's them. And two, it did look more authentically legit to me. Um, and it is an engine that really can't be. I mean, like, it's not just CDPR's reputation on the line. Epic too has a stake in that game, so there's a lot more to be lost if that doesn't deliver. So I was pretty excited about that. There's also, in terms of on the development side, like watching the MetaHuman stuff is really cool. I really think MetaHuman is a cool thing on Unreal Engine 5. So you know, that's another thing to be excited. Are we going to see more Witcher 4? Um, I don't necessarily know. Um, I kind of don't think so. I think we got what we were going to get from Witcher 4 this year. Um, yeah, everybody wants to know what Ishikawa is working on. Ishikawa is the best writer to ever touch Final Fantasy 14, maybe Final Fantasy. Um, so yeah. Okay, let's see this. Yeah, I have the state of play window open right now, and I'm reading the chat, and I'm not gonna actually show that because it's just like, okay, Bloodborne, GTA 6, Wolverine, Concord 2 is being blown all over the chat, probably by haters. Um, Black Myth Wukong DLC, Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne 2. Um, People are saying Kingdom Hearts 4 will surely be here. Yeah, FF9 remake will be real this time. Like, it's wild the way that, yeah, that theories and leaks take root. They do. They have this impact on the way that these shows are perceived. After doing this enough, the way that I respond to shows and rate shows, because you want to, you like, and like Jeff always encourages that, right? To like right after every show, they're like, please rate it. And then you see how on the pulse you are with the rest of the industry, right? Like, I remember being like, oh, that was the best thing I've ever seen, and then I hit the A, and it was like C, because it was all games that I cared about and not the games that everybody else cared about, you know. Um, and then sometimes I've been right on the money, but it's always an interesting thing to see how your tastes line up with the general public. Um, I'm also like not the youngest person, and so there is this disconnect between you know me and like the youngest gamer, but the median age of gamers is going up, every year as the economy tanks and late stage capitalism takes over. If only there were a game whose messaging warned us of this. If only. There has been some Silk Song stuff. Like there's a bunch of Steam updates and stuff like that, and we are way overdue for Silk Song. And Ours says that you'd expect to see that on either Friday or Sunday, if at all. And I agree. I think, I think if it were to show up, it would show up either on Friday at the SGF, main thing, which I will be in the audience for, um, or on Sunday at the Xbox presentation. And the Xbox presentations have been great this year, actually for a while. And part of the reason is because people are no longer super attached to the actual console. Like nobody's playing these games on those consoles. They're playing them on their computer, right? Or sometimes they're playing them on their PlayStation, right? So something, yeah. I don't want to get console warrior people mad at me, but I do feel like over the next few years, um, Xbox as a brand will strengthen because slowly we're kind of moving in this like not not eliminating consoles completely, but console supremacy is really going to be, you know, kind of out the window. And um I really recommend you check out Alana Pierce's video on the state of gaming. And I think it really highlights how really the biggest competition for video games right now is social media. It's the thing that takes most of our time. Maybe not your time, but most people's time. Like there's nothing that actually feeds our addiction more than these apps, right? And so in order to break into that market, these gaming experiences that are a little bit more accessible on multiple devices is really kind of the way to go. And we've also seen that like several major releases recently have performed the best on PC. Um, and uh, and I think that that's one major, maybe not misstep, but a maybe market misread that happened with Square is that they took some, they took a deal for exclusivity with PlayStation, um, and that may have impacted not having parity on some of these releases may have impacted things. Rebirth, I think, probably was affected the most because as we saw, um, Rebirth performed very well on PC. Um, and also, we haven't got any updated sales figures for a while on Rebirth. And I don't think that's why I promise this isn't me as like a Rebirth stan or anything like that. I would be surprised if Rebirth hasn't eclipsed Final Fantasy 16 overall in sales by now. But is it really in the best interest of the company to report that right now? Okay, because if you look at the amount of marketing and branding and everything like that that went into Final Fantasy 16, um, the idea that a sequel of a remake outperformed it is probably not something that they're going to maybe talk about. Okay, uh, which if I were them, I probably wouldn't either. So, and there's a group of people that will get really mad at me for saying that, and that's fine. I don't care. Um, that's just kind of my read on the situation. Uh, there's talk of, when are we going to get the next Insomniac anything? We had that big, crazy, like pre-alpha leak of Wolverine that happened a while ago. Are we due for like a legit look at Wolverine? I would really like to see a good look at Wolverine that kind of that kind of gives them a chance to show that the bad faith reads on pre-alpha footage are not a way to judge a thing, because I saw a lot of people criticizing the pre-alpha footage, and that's just really unfair. I hate that. That's shitty. like there's all sorts of things that they're doing in pre-alpha footage to try and make the game better. And so, there's all sorts of placeholder things that they do that were very apparent, you know. Um, maybe Wolverine come out in 2027 early, maybe, or late 2026. You know, what about Telltale? I'm not over from, but I've heard his name. Yeah, Telltale could show up. So could Supermassive. Um, and like there was a ton of lists on Summer Games Fest's uh, uh, vendor list, and the dev list is like, yeah, a ton of names, more than ever. And how many of those show up here at this state of play? Uh, it's anybody's guess. Sometimes, yeah. This is interesting because this state of play, although being like heavily pushed by Jeff Keighley, it doesn't have the SGF watermark on it, and sometimes they do. So, but sometimes what we've seen is like, small looks at something on the state of play, and then a week later, an extended trailer, at the Summer Games Fest. Keeping them close together does prevent some, like there was a situation with in the year that Last of Us Remake Part 1 was announced, where that was like the big reveal at the end of SGF, and it came off really weak because one, people didn't necessarily think that game needed a remake, and two, it got leaked, and one of the issues you have with like a whole weeks in between is that after one, people start to really dig into stuff and look into stuff, like they're all in leak mode until Summer Games Fest. And taking a day, giving them just a day to do that does kind of tighten things up a little. uh Resident Evil 9, GTA 5 remake. Either way, guys, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a big year for announcements. I also think that the landscape of the last half of the year dramatically changed with one announcement, right? Um, because several developers have said publicly that they've just been waiting to find out when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be released. And I don't blame them, and now that we know it's not going to be released this year, a lot of people's fall has just opened up. Oh shit. Oh, we got some music that also means that we can full screen. Oh, that's theater mode, that's not full screen. Ah! Excuse me. Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered Shadow Drop, let's go. Okay, so I'm not acknowledging that May drown me out completely. That's what that's what I pay you the big bucks for, ours. How's that? Is that better? Okay, good. So I'm not going to necessarily acknowledge the 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 particular Final Fantasy title mentioned. But regarding shadow drops, now I can't think of a game that could shadow drop with as much success as Oblivion Remaster, other than the Oblivion Remaster. Shadow dropping is a really risky move, and if you're trying to get like build up and market something, as big of a fan as I am of all things Final Fantasy, you drop that name and it's like, oh, everybody knows that. No, they don't. Not anymore. All of the people that were alive in 1997 and remember, that golden era, are like, oh yeah, of course. You drop that right now, it's gonna sell gangbusters. And that's just a myopic view of things, right? Like, this is not... So that game in particular is not a good game to shadow drop, in my opinion. So, does that mean they won't? No. But I would be surprised if they do. And you'd be like, well, yeah, but they don't know what they're doing. Clearly, look at the... But they do, okay? Like, listen. You could fault a lot of the Square Enix marketing if you wanted. But I think they do the best they can with what they are. And there is a lot of things in a gaming marketplace and landscape that are beyond a marketer's control. Okay, so I do think that there's enough people that understand the industry working at Square Enix to realize that's not the best thing to do. And a couple of reasons, like, one, like, look, people are still in there. This isn't a good time for it. We've got a big release this year, you've got a couple big releases that are happening like right now. Okay, the Switch 2 is out already in some parts of the world, and there's a Square Enix launch title, Bravely Default, which is a remake, but it's there. Okay, so that exists. Also, it'd be competing with like Super Mario World, blah blah blah, or Super Mario Kart World. But Death Stranding 2 is coming out this month, and it's not like a game that you need to play right now. You want to kind of plan ahead for that game. And you say, oh well, you don't have to plan ahead for Oblivion. What was anybody doing? When Oblivion came out. Because nobody expected Expedition 33 to be so awesome. Expedition 33 has done great. And I think it's got Game of the Year potential for sure. I am slightly less confident in its Game of the Year potential than a lot of my peers, simply because it's got this uphill battle of recency bias. It is really rare that a game releases that early in the year and wins Game of the Year. And there's exceptions, obviously, but you never know what the rest of the year even looks like, and recency bias always comes in. I think Metaphor ReFantazio is a good example of something that really capitalized on recency bias. And if you were to ask those same people now, was it really in Game of the Year category last year? Some of them have changed their answers, just because like the freshness is worn off. And not for me, I really still liked it, but Expedition 33 did a lot of mind wiping on that. There's just a lot of stuff changes, right? So I don't want to say it's like it's gonna win Game of the Year. It might be my personal Game of the Year. We'll see how Death Stranding 2 is. Death Stranding is one of my favorite games of all time. One of those games that kind of talked me off a ledge. It's a filter, you know, like the a lot of people are playing Death Stranding for the first time right now because they see Death Stranding 2 in the horizon and the trailers look really good, and it's like people are starting to get over the initial like, oh man, that was rough. Because I can't think of a game that's got a harder curve than Death Stranding. Like, you have to get 10 hours into the game to get sold on the proposition that you're just doing deliveries the whole time. There's some combat early on, and there's some survival horror elements. But what the game is even about, the lore, the incredible existential messaging, it takes a while to get to it, you know? And then it becomes this like sublime work of art that restores your faith in humanity. You know? So that's what Expedition 33 is up against for me. Also, I got too involved in the discourse around Expedition 33 and the endings, and so it soured me on the on being involved with discourse around it. So I'm taking a break from it so that I don't get poisoned, so to speak. I can just feel myself like losing objectivity, and I don't want to do that. We got 1 minute. You guys excited? It's technically 2 o'clock. Oh shoot. Under a minute. Will there be Expedition 33 spoilers today? No. No. You're too broke to get it? Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. It's a game you can pick up at any time in your life. It's not like, you know, a strike the iron while it's hot kind of thing. You couldn't sleep? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Here we go. Mature content. Interesting start. Is this Persona? Holy shit. What is this? Is this Yakuza? Is this Virtua Fighter? Is this that project from the Yakuza people? Okay. What is this? Is this Luminous? This is Luminous. Do you guys remember Luminous? That's what this is, right? I'm not crazy. This is a deep cut, bro. If this is a Luminous remake or Luminous Arise. Holy shit! Do you guys remember that for the PSP? I got 2 PSPs so that I could play Luminous with a friend. Damn.
Hello from Enhance. I'm Tetsuya Mizuguchi. ディレクターの石原隆です。Luminous Arise のトレーラー楽しんでいただけたでしょうか
Dude, Luminous is tight. Okay. Yes, it's like a much more like musically connected Tetris. Yes. Bro, that's wild.
テトリスエフェクトを一度遊んだことがある人はわかると思いますが、
Oh, it's the Tetris effect people. Alright.
夏にシングルとマルチプレイの体験版を配信予定です。
Free single multiplayer demo this summer.
Thank you and enjoy the rest of State of Play.
Damn. Okay, well that was it. Everybody enjoy. What comes after dreaming?
The future. It isn't just a dream. It's a promise. One we're turning into reality. With our 3rd generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between dreams and reality.
What is this?
Life for our future. Delphi Corporation.
Oh my god.
Let's see about getting passed through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
There you are. All better.
You patched me up.
No way.
I am DI-03367. They are pragmatic.
Whoa, hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something? I'm good. Get behind me.
I think I can help.
Dude, this is Pragmata. This is dope.
Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize us?
Captured on a PS5 Pro too. And I'm seeing some. It looks visually stunning, but
Firewalls, hooking control protocols.
I'm seeing a lot of like AI artifacts. And it's struggling a little. Interesting. It looks great though.
D.I.
Love the gameplay.
I said
But-
I am D.
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Damn. Very sorry. It's real. 2026. Okay. I'll believe it when I see it. Holy shit, man. Okay. It's probably coming to other things too. Hopefully it comes to PC with... Based on that trailer. Okay. Alright.
Hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Awesome, I love curry.
Speaking of curry, apparently the current president is actually
Soulful indie story game.
It's okay, I'll get it.
Fun curry time.
Romeo, stay with
Holy
me.
shit.
You're gonna die. Romeo, listen up. You're gonna die in about 15 seconds. Seriously? Seriously, don't worry. I made this just in case. The Dead Gear Life Support System. Don't move, okay? You're already half dead. From now on, you're half dead man. Wait, that's pretty lame. Dead man! From now on, you're dead man.
All right. This looks cool. I'm just still like, I can't believe Pragmata is not canceled. Ultra violent science fiction, okay. I hear that is a sales pitch these days.
Romeo is a dead man. Coming 2026. Maybe.
Damn.
Huh? That was
Huh?
Romeo's voice. Are you like a spirit?
I'm on your back.
What?
皆さんこんにちは。グラスホッパーマネクチャーの須田剛一です。いえ。
2 to 51 has a bunch of stylish games.
ロミオイザデッドマンです。
So
いよいよ
I know Dreambomb's probably losing his mind over this.
主人公のロミオが、ロミオスターゲーザーという名前なんですか、かっこいいでしょ。時空犯罪 FBI 捜査官として、凶悪なですね指名手配犯をさまざまな時空に飛んで、倒していく、そんな、ブラッディなアクションゲームとなっています。そして今回はですね、剣だけじゃありません、銃も使えます。
To be totally honest with you, I have always had difficulty getting into Suda 51 games.
そしてなんで、
I get it.
ロミオな
It's like
それは
they're cool,
ぜひ続行をお待ち
and
ください。
that
プレイステーション30周
I
年
like
過ぎ
that
ちゃいま
there's
した
a
けど、
lot
おめで
of
とうございます
risks that are associated with
それで
design
は引き続き
choices.
セートオブプレイをお楽しみください。
But I just have a little bit of trouble with it, if I'm being honest. Hi, Gene. Oh, here it is, Silent Hill F.
サクコ、どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。
So we get more from Silent Hill F. That's good.
私も後から行くね。うん。じゃあね。裏切り者。
I like the realistic depictions of the characters, like the facial scans and stuff like that.
誰もいないの。足の悪いおばあちゃんまでいないなんて。
Wildly, I feel like
誰もいないし。
I don't need to see this. I'm glad to be watching it, but I was sold on Silent Hill F from the go, right? And but I understand why you need to do stuff like this. Oh, that FPS looks like clutch. The discrepancy between cutscene FPS and gameplay FPS does bother me. The Grudge? Yeah, so it's a whole genre of horror that's very common in Japan, but the West has only seen like a good, a few mainline adaptations that everybody thinks of. If you say like The Grudge or Ringu in Japan,
何でも持ってる。
they'll be like, yeah, I guess.
あんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいせいする。一人は嫌だよ。
There are more I guess what I'm saying is there's more popular things in the ghost girl genre in Japan than those two things, but because those things were made into adaptations, we know them more.
暗いのは嫌。
It is good to see some of the creature designs and some of the combat. It does look It looks good, actually. I am even more sold on it. Oh, yes. Alright, I'm down. Okay, that's cool. Whatever the fuck that was, hell yeah.
裏切り者
Yes to that monster thing. September 25th. Okay. That's a big September game. We didn't have a release date. For some reason, I just assumed it was in September, so I forgot that we didn't have a release date, but we do. Okay, around the 16th century.
The castle has been sighted again. The Church's orders are absolute. These human sacrifices must be stopped. We will track the ethereal castle, break its gates, and exterminate the creatures that dwell within. The Demon Lord himself will fall by our hand. This mission will test the limits of your courage. You will face horrors beyond your darkest imaginings. Beasts that defy reason. Creatures born of pure darkness.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a Castlevania, Metroidvania. I'm always down for a good co-op arcade Vania. Customizable characters, okay.
With me. Cross.
Okay, synergy attacks, let's go.
Start our mission.
Bloodstained, okay. 2026, alright.
So you've come, dogs of the church, right into the palm of my hand.
Having a post-title sequence, ballsy move, if we have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I can't quite put into words.
Okay, Bamco.
You've somehow been sent back in time 8 years. But the situation here is critical. I'm counting on you, Agent.
Okay, Digimon story, let's go.
Our ultimate mission is to uncover the causality between these anomalies.
It's probably a phase electron life form.
We're almost through, guys.
That what you call us Digimon? I'll always be right here with you.
Who exactly are you?
I can't believe Pragmata's real.
Guys?
Who or what is that?
I'm sure this is a fine game. I'm sorry for not
We've been enemies for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have
being
launched
more
an
excited
attack
for
on this
it.
scale.
We now believe
It's-
most of the
it's
anomalies
rats.
we've been dealing with stem from Digimon.
It seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
The world on this end is running out of time.
If the gate is open,
If you really like
digital
Monster
world is
Collection,
such a
you know.
state, the human world will most certainly be affected.
Do the Titans not care about the end of the digital world?
Stop it! That egg is very important!
Actually, the Digimon cartoons went they were kind of dark.
It can't protect anyone.
We must protect the world from them. For this purpose and this purpose alone were you born.
If that thing opens, then we'll be swarmed by Digimon. Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength.
Everything's riding on
To
you.
move forward into the
We
future.
must fulfill our mission. Agent,
Cool. Okay, alright, we got our early October release. What's up? Oh shit! Is this Creative Studio 3? What the fuck is this? Is this Oh shit! Here it is.
Oh, Father, abandon not your wayward children of
Let's
Evilise,
fucking go.
but
It's
deliver us
voiced.
from our sins,
Hello,
that we might know salvation.
Evilise. Okay.
If you feel wronged, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty. Heavens fall
I recognize some of these voices.
down.
This vile charade has gone on long enough. It ends now.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilise Chronicles. Okay.
Remember when your father showed us how to make
So
a muscle of the blade of grass?
it's like a straight remaster, but still really okay. Both versions, classic versions, unites graphics and gameplay. Enhanced version, renewed interface, extensive editions, involvement in the story. Available today.
Everyone, I'm Sean
No.
Benson.
9:30, so September
Here to
30th.
deliver news
Let's
and
go.
release dates for games coming to PS5 later this year.
September 30th. Hello.
We hope you enjoyed that first look at Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilise Chronicles. The game will include 2 versions of the original PlayStation Classic.
Okay, they're
The
explaining
enhanced
it.
version, which features improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, refined gameplay, and much more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilise Chronicles launches on PS5 and PS4 September 30th, and will be available for pre-order later today.
All right.
This next game is something really special.
Oh,
when
wow.
I first played it, I laughed so hard I almost barfed. Let's check it out.
Okay.
But is there maybe just a toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Just go behind this bush. I'll wait.
I can run away.
Pea shy.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't want me watching.
You can watch.
What?
In baby
Oh, we
steps,
lost.
all you have to do is carefully place one foot in front of the other, which is easier said than done. Main character Nate requires some pretty deliberate movement to make even the simplest progress. It's a captivating open-world experience filled with oddball characters.
Here we go. Knock knock. Oh, no. You found it even without a map. The best toilet on the mountain.
Oh, good.
Definitely
Did
check
that-
this one
did
out
that
when it
sound like
comes to
Nina
PS5 on September 8th.
Indus to you? It did, kind of.
Hirogami is a unique action-adventure title from Bandai Namco Studios Singapore. In this
Oh, this
journey
looks
to
fun.
save your origami home, you'll transform into paper shapes with distinct abilities, including a paper airplane, a nimble frog, a hardy armadillo, and a powerful ape. Master the art of folding when Hirogami arrives on PS5 later this summer. Sid, why don't you tee this next one up?
Thanks, Sean. The Hot Shots series has been with PlayStation from the very beginning, and its latest installment, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, boasts its largest character roster ever. Compete in courses from 10 different regions around the world, each with weather effects and new nighttime variants. Pre-orders begin later today, and those who do will get Bandai Namco's iconic Pac-Man as an early unlockable character. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots drives onto PS5 September 5th.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a challenging new entry in the long-running action franchise.
Nice, Ragebound.
From the makers of the Blasphemous series, Ragebound stars dual protagonists from rival clans, forced to combine their souls and skills against a demon uprising.
I'm really excited. I'm like,
And
yes,
longtime
I'm
fans
day
will
one
really love
tactics
the pulse-pounding soundtrack featuring guest composers from the original
remaster.
series.
Looks like a proper remaster. UI and stuff, but with full voice acting. And I could swear that it was basically just a voice cast
Ninja
of
Gaiden Age Ballad arrives
FF16.
July 31st on PS5
I'm sure we'll get more info on that soon. But Pragmata is actually blowing my mind.
From the game makers, Cairn is a survival climbing experience.
Oh yeah,
where
the
you must
survival
carefully
climber.
plan your ascent up a
The
desert
second
mountain.
Strand type game ever made. This looks super
Manage
good.
balance
I
and
have a
stamina
feeling
to
I'm going to play
discover
this.
secrets.
Hey, wait for me!
Encounter other climbers.
This is
Marco.
for a very
Nice to meet you.
specific type of person.
And
I
survive the
enjoy
harsh
rock climbing.
conditions of the climb.
So, are they going to get Aerith and Cloud voice actors? That's interesting. I wonder if like Balthier is in it, because it's been remastered
You can give it
before.
a try
War of the
yourself
Lions.
with a demo that
This seemed to
arrives
not be
today.
War of the Lions. You notice that? So I think that's Cloud and Aerith.
That's all from us.
So it'd be
But
interesting to
there's
know if
still
they've
a
got
lot of
Cody
state of
and
play to come.
This next reveal comes from the game preservationist at Digital Eclipse. Nothing can prepare you for their next collection, arriving later this year.
okay, collection of indies or collection
We
of
knew pretty early
repos.
on that the game was fun to play. People were excited
Okay.
about it.
A new
Most
game
rewarding
club.
part of it is just seeing people react to it.
We knew that we were onto something.
It was such a shock to see this game. I was like, I can't believe this game exists.
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Wow. The 100
We're
million games
showing
sold.
you
Yeah.
a part of a world that is much larger.
Okay. So an MK collection. All right. Cool. With rollback netcode.
The games,
Damn.
It's a bit of the Wild West.
Every part of that game is an expression of who we were and what we wanted to do.
Flawless victory.
Okay. It's wild how many titles are still playable on PS4 that have been released here. It's just a really different type. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay. All right. A new fight stick. Okay. PlayStation fight stick. Okay, I'm here. I'm here for it. Project Defiant wireless fight stick. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, more Delta. Let's go. Captured on a Pro. Getting roughly 40 FPS.
Loading like this, it's a revolution.
All right, Commander.
Baby.
Take this. Here comes another one. You won't get away from me.
Time for you to taste some real pain. What's the
Wow. They're just showing the game.
Here, go back to your own world. See you in hell.
Okay, Metal Gear fight. They're showing way too much of the shit. Okay, we got, yeah, Ape Escape.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
August 28th. Max is losing it for sure. Yeah. And more. Okay, yeah. All right.
Spirit stones. Shining stones imbued with human's
Oh, wow.
never-ending dreams.
Okay.
Since time immemorial, this power has been the impetus for human wars.
Such an ominous atmosphere, and one thick with
Okay.
the presence of a
This looks. This looks adequately Koei Tecmo, Team Ninja. So I'm assuming this is either a Gaiden game or, yeah, it's a Ninja Gaiden game. The new one in the series. Wow. Wow. Okay. That was a great parry. Okay. Alright. So Stranger of Paradise parry. And I know you're like, oh, that's just Neo. It's not. Actually, oh, it's Neo. Okay. Alright. But with the Stranger of Paradise parry. Excellent. Alright, Neo 3. Cool.
Who might you be, warrior?
Tokugawa Takechiyo.
Okay, cool. There you go. Any FF7 news? No.
皆さんこんにちは。
Probably not gonna be any.
の安田です。
Okay, we got 10 more minutes.
Neo 3を
So Neo 3.
発表させていただきました。
Ah.
今作のアクション
I love Neo 1 and 2.
サムライスタイルに加え、新たに忍者スタイルを追加。より多彩な戦闘を楽しめます。
Stranger of Paradise had really good combat, bad everything
探
else.
索や攻略の自由度や没入感が大幅にアップしています。本日よりプレイステーション5で体験版も配信いたします。
Oh, the demo is available right now.
ご意見をいただければと思います。
Wow.
2026年の発売に向け続報にもぜひご期待ください。
Oh, it's coming in 2026, but there's a demo today. They do that a lot, actually. Neo does demos way early. They usually do 2 rounds of demos. Okay, VR2, so I don't care.
How old the city really is. For me, it's all I've ever known. My whole world.
I'm sure it's great. I don't care.
I was raised in this city.
I don't think the technology is going away, but it's still, it's also impossible to stream. So if it's something that I do, I'm going to do it on my own.
This city hides many lost and legendary treasures. Locked away, waiting to be found. Waiting to be taken.
Taken.
But some treasures
Take me, Daddy.
come with more trouble than others.
Oh, shoot. It's the Tesseract. Oh, it's the Thief VR. Okay. Cool. Whatever. God, I played about 1 hour of Thief.
Tidewalker, are you there yet? Cleo has uncovered a formula for a cure, but she's keeping it safe in her tower.
Is this 3D Dave the Diver?
You got some hosen?
Market land seems a bit tense today. I heard something happen with another Tidewalker. Damn it! It's gone! Someone beat us to it!
Oh, a multiplayer story.
Since the Great Flood, Elend, my dear planet, has been dying. Plastemia has taken everything
I mean,
from us.
the show could end now and I'd be stoked. Right? We got Tactics and we got Pragmata.
And it's up to you now to use that power.
This is our new recruit! Please, help me.
survivors. Will you help us?
It's a unique setting. Like, very unique, looks like gameplay mechanics. Tides of Tomorrow. Coming February of 2026, okay. So a month before GTA, right? Or 2 months?
Hi, I'm Nicholas Ducey, the game director of Astrobot.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a pleasure to be back today to share more news with you. What the last few months it has been in the world of Astro. Astrobot launched last September to such encouraging feedback.
Can we please get Final Fantasy DLC? Please!
In October, we added 5 speedrun levels, followed by a Christmas special packed with festive surprises. And then earlier this year, the Vicious Void Galaxy made its appearance, adding yet more new challenging levels, all of which came at no additional cost. And today, I am pleased to announce that later this month, you will be able to enjoy 5 brand new challenge levels in Astrobot, bringing the total to a whopping 90 planets. And new special bots will be there too, including Atsu from Ghost of Yotei, alongside other fans' favorites, but these ones are a surprise.
Okay, surprise
and finally,
ones.
The Astrobot DualSense wireless controller will return later this year, with a slight twist, so be on the lookout for more news coming soon. From all of us at Team Asobi, thank you all for the amazing reception.
All right, 6 more minutes.
And enjoy the rest of the show.
Memories go, memories stay. Chasing the sound of the waves. It always sways, it always strays. That all blurred hay.
He told me to get a ship. Then it hit me all so clear.
Okay.
No old man
Looks good.
just got a ship.
Oops, excuse me.
Chasing the sound of the waves. It always sways, it always strays. Standing on the beach all day. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay. Interesting music choice. Okay, there's also dragons. Okay. Okay. Giant crabs. Cool. Oh, and ship combat. This is a wide and varied experience. Is it turn-based? Monkey Island. It does feel very Monkey Island. I think it probably is Monkey Island. Yeah, that's a good pause. That's very, very gameplay. Surprisingly good visuals too. Sea remnants. Alright. New thing. Oh, right on. Behind Abzu, the Pathless and Journey, obviously. I think we've seen this before, right? It's like Journey 2, basically. Looks great. Oh, something, yeah. I don't know if we've seen the Giant Squid Presents. It looks cool. I always play. I've played every single one of this developer's game. Usually can be done in a day. Pure vibes, man. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I remember surfing the sword. Sword of the Sea. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think so. Last year. August 19th. All right. So right around the corner.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani. That was a new look at Sword of the Sea, a visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Pathless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
Okay, so it's free to play. That's typical of their
On
games.
June 17th, Remedy brings otherworldly action to
All right,
game catalog
Firebreak.
with FBC Firebreak.
New
In his
Alan
cooperative
Wake lore
FPS set
and
in the
Control lore.
supernatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents must confront and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the oldest house. Fun in short bursts or deep dives, FBC Firebreak launches day one into game catalog on June 17th. The PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. The PS2 version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th. In July, Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4 join the service just in time for the second season premiere of Twisted Metal,
Oh,
which
that's
arrives
right.
July 31st in select
That's actually a good
countries,
show.
including Peacock in the US. Additionally, two of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 will arrive later this summer in the Classics catalog. Additionally, Myst and Riven will arrive later this month as part of the Days of Play celebration, running now through June 11th. Days of Play is a 2-week event that includes bonus PlayStation Plus content drops, great deals on software and hardware, and more. Visit PlayStation blog. and
Probably one more
PlayStation.com
big
for full
reveal and
details.
then calling it a night.
His parents cut their own rope to
Okay.
save him. He watched
Glacier.
him fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11
Oh,
years
here we
old.
go. IOI. Is this fucking James Bond? Oh shit.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way.
Let's see him.
What he did in Iceland.
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck.
Oh, they're not
One
showing
good
him.
reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
Okay. A young James Bond.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
So you shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Wow.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
It's a great scaled game. Damn.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting.
Damn. Okay. I'm in. First Light, Young Dexter.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
First Light, earn the number. Damn. Tune in for gameplay reveal this summer. Okay.
Hello,
I'm Hakan Abrak, CEO of Iron Interactive. The team is thrilled to announce 007 First Flight. You'll experience James Bond as a young air crewman in the Royal Navy, before the tuxedo and the martinis, as he first steps into the world of espionage, striving to earn his 00 status. Everyone at Iron Interactive has poured their passion and dedication.
So we technically haven't seen any
crafting an
gameplay yet, I
experience
guess.
that honors the legacy of Bond, harnessing our 25 years of agent expertise. This
Oh, we
is
did
just
see
the
some. It's
beginning
third
of a
person,
journey
right?
with 007, and we can't wait to share more with you soon.
PlayStation Studios. Ghost of Yote, here we go. So this is probably the game of show. And this is, I mean, this is a big deal.
You're still with me?
Oh man, are we about to get wolf gameplay? Okay, coming in July gameplay deep dive. Okay. Wait. Arc system. Oh, okay. 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 So we've got Marvel anime. Holy shit! Oh my fucking god! Ah! Oh! Where's Max? Is Max fucking losing his goddamn mind? Holy shit! Ah! What? The fuck? Ah! Bro! Look, okay, can we just give Marvel to Asia? Fuck! What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm a child for this. I need this in my fucking bloodstream right now. Deep Clark lore, but this was made in a factory for me. Holy shit! 4v4 tag. Fucking. Please. Okay, I'm not seeing any X-Men, which is bumming me out, but I'm okay so far. I want Gambit badly. Wasn't that Storm? Did I miss Storm? Oh, that is Storm. Okay. That is Storm. My bad. Kokon Fighting Souls. Okay. He's crashing out completely. Fuck. Fuck. Pause. Rewind. Man, these balls deep post title. Okay. We're getting a little dev peek.
プレイステーションの友人から急になんか飲みに行こうぜっていう連絡が来て、何のこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして、いや本当に聞いた時はびっくりしましたね。で、世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
The inspiration for working on this project really came from a place of pure fandom and wanting to say, why isn't PlayStation in this space?
So PlayStation approached us with this vision to bring Marvel back to the forefront of the tag fighting genre. And that got us really excited because we had worked with them before on successful stuff like the Marvel Spider-Man franchise with Insomniac.
When it came to approaching Marvel, you have to kind of first float the idea and let them know, hey, we're thinking about approaching a company like Arc System Works to make a fighting game. We'd love to partner with you to do this really great collaboration. Would you be interested?
When they named the developer, that really perked up our ears. It's always refreshing to work with a team that will take on the challenge of tackling Marvel, putting their own spin on it, and they're just uppercutting that challenge into the stratosphere. And that's what you get with this team. I mean, they couldn't make something boring if they tried.
社長からも本当に作れるんだったらぜひやりたいでということを言われました。話を受けてしまった以上これは私がプロデューサーなのかなっていうところで。
The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The tough part is finding a partner that's crazy enough to take on the task, because you either do something like this big and bold, or you don't do it.
It looks so good. It looks so fucking good.
I have a good grasp on their art style and how they would approach certain IPs. You come in with your kind of own expectations of, here's what I would expect to see from Arc System Works when they take on a Marvel IP. And what came up was something that went beyond that.
This looks fucking smooth as silk. And I love this fucking design.
あんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、何がまずいのかなっていろいろこう。
I want to see the full roster. I will admit, like, I'm not like fucking balling on the roster yet. Not that I don't like Spider-Man and
Iron Man was really
Iron Man. I do like Spider-Man and Iron Man.
なので今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければ分かると思うんですけども、かなりこう日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしいデザインっていうのが、出ているかなと思うので、マーベルの皆さんの反応がすこぶる良くて、これなんだみたいないう感じで。
Iron Man is supposed to be this sleek fighter jet. Think luxury race.
Yeah.
Mixed with a.
I like this look a lot.
The fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
One of the mantras that we have for this project is from Japan to the world, and really trying to.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything that isn't 60 FPS, and I would imagine part of that is iframing allows you to.
特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に意欲的で挑戦的なところ。
Hit delay and all that sort of stuff makes it really easy to keep that. I can't imagine them releasing a fighting game in 2025 that isn't 60 FPS plus.
Up until now,
because it genuinely impacts your experience.
3v3, we felt like we just had to go 4v4, and in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to change
4v4 is
that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
今回4対4という、
It's monkey balls, bro. But I feel like we need that, like.
Learning 4 characters is extremely
fighting games have been in a weird spot. Like esports is always a thing, but like I do feel like we've been missing.
Or you can tag in your assist to swap.
I mean, to be honest, this.
I don't think a lot of people thought this day would be here
Because
to come.
I think the collective disappointment in Street Fighter 6 and
right now,
Tekken, yeah, there's straight up disappointment.
This level of production,
But
and it's just a dream to even be working with these two great partners.
It's not a disappointment in. They weren't disappointment to the fan base, but they were disappointments in terms of reinvesting like players into the fighting game genre.
And I think we really are going to make something magical here.
Yeah, I'm sure it has rollback. No. Arc Systems exclusively does stuff with rollback, so that's not even stuff that I would need to worry about.
Stay tuned.
Like, this is a very confidently developed game, guaranteed. It looks so polished that I'm sure people that I know have touched it. Because you can't get that level of polish without, like, pretty extensive testing.
You're still with me?
Oh, fuck. Okay, oh, this is just a... Here we are.
Seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
Okay, man. I loved it. A+ state of play for me. Because, again... This is just stuff I like. Okay, I get a Final Fantasy game. I get Silent Hill F. I get Pragmata. That looks really good. This is a big show. Lumina's even. I mean, shit. Hell yeah. Did we get an actual 2025 release date from Ghost of Yote? No, because we get the full... Yeah, we get the full... yeah. Guys, I had a good time. That was very good. Highlight of the show for me is... the fucking Marvel game. I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe... that I'm saying a Marvel game is my game of show. What the fuck? Of all the things that I expected, a Marvel... Like, I expected Wolverine, maybe. And this was more exciting to me than that. And I am just a really big Marvel vs. Capcom fan, and I have been, like, really waiting for like a competent fighter that I feel like I can actually invest in. Like I played SF6 and Tekken plenty. Don't get me wrong. But I've just been needing like that real killer app. You know, and I haven't seen it in the fighting game world. But that looks so good. That looks super good. I'm really excited for that. And then Pragmata is probably number 2, and then Final Fantasy Tactics is probably number 3. Now, as far as Final Fantasy Tactics goes, I mean, like, that's exactly kind of what I expected it to be, right? It's how do you improve the quality of that game without really messing with it in a cost-effective way, and, you know, still put enough investment in it. The visuals, I'm a little iffy on. It almost looks like, I don't want to say dithered and AI upscaled, but it kind of does. I didn't necessarily feel like hand-drawn or anything, but the voice acting and UI changes are a big deal. I'm really excited to see what the voice acting is going to look like. I don't know if there's any details on that. People aren't reacting positive on the Jeff poll. I'm surprised. I'm not at all. Because, okay, what was the... So... Pragmata is for the people that knew Pragmata existed and were excited for it and are surprised that it wasn't canceled. Okay? Tactics, again, I tried to, like I said before, the reason you can't shadow drop Tactics is it's because Final Fantasy fans are super excited about it, but we're dying. You know, we're aging out of relevance. Okay? There was no God of War, there was no, like... Wolverine. There was no Spider-Man DLC. There was no GTA 6. You know, like all the dumb stuff people want, you know, when they're like being crazy for State of Play. But for me, I got a Final Fantasy game. I got Pragmata, which is like very me coded. I got Illuminous, which I'm old enough to remember. You know, like and so I was excited for Luminous. Some stuff that nobody's ever heard of before that looks competent but doesn't have any like brand recognition to like get people excited. But that's how you build brand recognition, is you like put it in front of people. And then we had Marvel vs. Capcom. But it's a 4v4 awesome looking Japanese Marvel game. You know? So I'm excited. I'm excited. It is what it is. But I'm not surprised at the response. But I'm very aware leaving this thing that this is a terminally online person's, for the 44-year-old person's show. All right? The pixely looked better to me. I mean, yeah, I hate to like be like, oh, it's soulless. But I think it's still going to be really good. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. And it's accessible to people, right? You know? And it's this year. It's this year. Ghost of Yote we didn't get a good look at, right? And also, people are pre-hating on Ghost of Yote because of DEI nonsense. Like, the people are like, oh, it's a woman. And they've already, like, investigated the lead actress and tried to say that, you know, this is pushing an agenda and stuff like that, which hopefully it is, because fuck those people. But, you know, I think that the chronically online people that respond to Jeff's polls do have a tendency to fall into that, like, chud overbearingness, right? I think the game will still pretty good, except Neo 3. I wasn't super blown away by Neo 3, but I could have fatigue from Stranger Paradise, etc. You know, Sea of Remnants actually looked really good. Oh, it's a Sea of Thieves sequel. It looked really polished, which means that it had money backing it, and Sea of Thieves was a you know, huge success. So I can see Sea of Thieves essentially bankrolling. But let's go. I guess I have to leave sooner rather than later, so let's just go to the tactics thing and listen to the voices. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. See if we can pick out anybody. Yeah, see you at Summerfest.
O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
If you feel wrong,
thank you,
yourself
Phantom.
or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty. Heavens!
Oh, that does sound. That sounds like Ben Starr. That doesn't. That sounds like Dion. That sounds like Stuart Clark. Okay, we got to get the cast. Okay, I'm sure the cast will get tweeted in the next day or so, and I'll be tweeting it. But I actually have to go because busy week. The spouse's birthday is tomorrow, and then I got to go to Summer Games Fest all weekend. But I'll report in. So I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be streaming the Xbox thing probably, and then probably be on a Theory Bro stream on some channel that we'll announce.